With a population of 903 in 2021, Ashdon here in Essex lies 23 miles away from Chelmsford and 4 miles away from Saffron Walden. A civil parish, Ashdon Parish Council serves the needs of the community to try and make it a better place and escalates issues to Uttlesford District Council or Essex County Council if need be. Let's go and explore, eh? A rarity for a small, what I call pocket village, Ashdon has a village museum which is funded and staffed by local tourists and volunteers and is open on Sundays and bank holidays, just of course not in the winter time.
Learning typical.
Local folklore has it that mythical European creature, the cockatrice, once spooked the village, possessing the head and feet of a cock and the body and tail of a dragon, able to kill with a single look. According to a 1668 book on the subject, both the sword that was used to slay the creature and an effigy were both on show at St Mary's Church in Saffron Walden, 4 miles away. However, after the English Civil War, all forms of idolatry were banned in churches across the country, and so both were sadly destroyed, which makes me wonder how many other things have been destroyed and forgotten at the hands of history, all because nobody documented them. We wouldn't know that unless some bloke wrote it down somewhere. So how many things have we lost? It's a real shame, but I suppose that's history for you. Mentioned in the Domesday Book of 1086, it is thought that Ashdon was the place on which the Battle of Assandun of 1016 was fought, where Danish Vikings successfully invaded England under the leadership of King Canute. In 2016, local fairs and parades took place in the village to unite the community and reenact the battle to mark the 1,000-year anniversary. Here I spoke to the church warden at All Saints Church here in Ashdon to talk about the history of the Battle of Assandun. I'm doing a kind of documentary about Ashdon, and they reckon this is actually the site of, well, it's debated whether this is the site of the Battle of Assandun in 1016.
Yeah.
Is it right, did you say bodies?
Yeah, so it's a theory that goes back over a century, and
right.
the one of the rectors here, Henry Berkeley Sweet, wrote down quite a bit of research about what was happening in this area, and one of which was the fact that Assandun 1016 could well have been here, and that's based on the fact that there was a church built overlooking the battlefield.
Oh wow!
So one theory is it could be All Saints here.
Because there's a couple of churches. There's Baptist Church too, but this is the oldest one.
Yes, the oldest. Yeah. And apparently in the 1840s, bodies were found east of the church, which is land where we're stood now. Of course, that land extends down the hill towards the river. So there's lots of gravel workings in this area. Gravel pits, and there's certainly evidence of gravel workings on this land and where the trees are in front of us. So unfortunately, as is often the way in the Victorian period, the remains weren't preserved. Bodies were found north-south alignment with weapons.
And coins and stuff, I imagine.
Well, it wasn't mentioned.
Okay.
It wasn't mentioned, but I'm part of the Battlefield Trust Assandun project.
Small world,
so we're looking for the battlefield.
So good luck with that.
It could be south of the county in Assandun or up here near Ashdon. But one of the original documents at the time said it was the hill of the ash trees.
That's what it means. Is it Latin?
Assanduna or Assandun. So whereas land south of Essex is thought to mean hill of the asses.
That's it.
Whereas this is hill of the ash trees. So we're claiming up here, but we're still looking. And there's members of the group who are based in South Essex. And some based up here.
Because there was debate. It was in Ashington near Rochford. Rochford, let's keep it Ashdon.
Exactly.
Because also in 2016, wasn't there street fairs and local parades to kind of celebrate the millennium anniversary?
There was a reenactment of the battle and on land just sort of in front of us. Really.
History's important. They say history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. So to know more about history is always important.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What's your name?
Matt.
George. Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you, George.
Take care.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
See you soon.
What a lovely, lovely man. Knew far more than me about all this, and even gave me a magazine so I can read up and learn more about the village. He was just walking his dogs and I saw him. Wasn't planned. And yet now I know that these very hills may have been where thousands and thousands of men died, fought for their country. Would we see that today? Would young people step up to the plate and win a battle? Would I? I don't know. What am I fighting for exactly? Who knows? But yeah, this church is thought to have been built to oversee the battlefield once it had been and gone. So I'm literally standing on over 1,000 years of history. As I made my way to see the most iconic landmark in the village, I thought I'd stop by all the different facilities, and boy was I impressed. Here we've got a memorial honouring soldiers, there's the primary school, here's the parish council notice board with a vacancy, and a ball games club. There's the good old pub, here's a nursery and plant centre, here's the interior of our friend Matt's church, the All Saints. And there's the notice board of the church. A beautiful red phone box, which, despite being 2025, isn't a defibrillator. Oh yeah, and a Buddhist retreat. One of the oldest post mills in all of Essex, Sprague's Mill here was built in 1757 by a local carpenter. A Grade 2 listed post mill, it primarily ground corn and wheat into flour for local consumption, and is powered by wind that rotate the millstones inside. Having been worse for wear for years, the 1990s saw the sails be removed from the mill until 2006, when new ones were installed, thanks to a £47,000 donation by the Heritage Lottery Fund, as well as an Ashdon Windmill Trust Limited be set up, restoring the windmill's iconic look. Good for them. Now that really is something to brag about. Do you get it? It's Sprague's Mill.